Oklahoma country singer Jake Flint died hours after getting married, according to a social media post from his sweetheart. He's only 37 years old. The country singer died in his sleep, according to his publicist Cliff Doyle, the Oklahoman reported. The cause of his death has not been clarified. Stay with us to know more. The up-and-coming artist was in the middle of touring Oklahoma and surrounding states when he married his wife Brenda Flint on Saturday. Her next show date was scheduled for December 2nd. In a Facebook post on Tuesday, Brenda wrote, "Should go with our wedding photos, but instead I have to pick out clothes to bury my husband in. If not for people to feel so much pain, my heart is gone, and I want him back," he added. Flint's widow also posted a heartwarming video showing the two dancing and laughing together while taking wedding photos earlier in the week. "I don't understand," Brenda wrote in the caption. Doyle told CNN that Flint was a true ambassador for the red dirt music scene in Oklahoma and Texas. He was not only a prolific songwriter, recording artist, and in-demand live performer, but he was also a tireless supporter of other talents throughout the region, always willing to lend a hand to help anyone who needed it. With his infectious smile and disarming sense of humor, he was loved by many, and I believe that, along with his music, will be his lasting legacy, he added. Flint's former manager, Brenda Klein, also confirmed the singer's death, writing that she and Flint were just about to embark on some business together after he and Brenda got married, which was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. In a Facebook post published on Sunday night, Klein wrote that he loved Flint like a son, and that his loss will be difficult for many in the community to deal with. Jake has a million friends, and I'm sure how everyone will cope with this tragic loss. We need prayers. It's all so surreal. Please pray for his new wife, Brenda, Jake's precious mother, his sister, and the rest of his family and friends. This is going to be incredibly difficult for so many, Klein wrote. He first announced his engagement to his wife Brenda in an Instagram post. Well-wishers have flooded the comments below with their condolences on his sudden demise. According to Flint's website, the artist first began playing country music after his father was diagnosed with ALS. Flint's father was upset that he and his son would no longer play sports together, so he asked his best friend to teach Flint guitar. Jake admits that at too young of an age, he experienced many of life's highs and lows, including losing his father, his website reads. He claims he's floated through life loving, hating, gaining, losing, experimenting, witnessing, missioning, sinning, breaking the law, paying the consequences, while openly and candidly writing about it all. Numerous Oklahoma musicians have taken to Facebook to pay homage to Flint in the past 2 days. Based in Tulsa, Flint grew up in Holdenville, the son of a wildcat oil man and a hard-working mother of two. He started playing music after his father, an avid music lover, was diagnosed with ALS. Since he wouldn't be able to participate in sports with his son, Flint's father commissioned a couple of friends to teach the future red dirt up-and-comer to play the guitar and take him to regional bluegrass festivals. Along with his affection for bluegrass, Flint's musical influences range from 1990s rockers like Nirvana and Pearl Jam, and Texas singer-songwriters like Guy Clark and Townes Van Zandt, to jam bands like Fish and String Cheese Incident, to red dirt standouts like Tom Skinner and The Great Divide. Flint ventured into the Boo Hatch, the former Ada home studio of The Great Divide frontman, producer, and Oklahoma Music Hall of Famer Mike McClure, to record his first album, 2016, I'm Not Okay. He loved to do it, and you can tell. He brought in this kind of Irish band. I mean, they were bluegrass, but they had some old Irish instruments. And they did some cool stuff with Jake. His original song started catching my ear, and he decided to do an album in my place. He also did an album for some other songwriters, McClure told the Oklahoman. That was pretty indicative of Jake's spirit. Man, if you needed something, he was there. He was just a straight-up good dude and not only worked on his music, but tried to help pave the way for other artists that hadn't recorded yet. Flint recorded and released 3 more albums. 2018's Live and Not Okay at Kane's Ballroom, 2020, Jake Flint, and 2021, Live and Social Distance at Mercury Lounge, and was a featured performer on the Future Faces show at the 2018 Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. He charted 3 singles on the Texas Regional Radio Report, with 2017's Cowtown, 2018's Long Road Back Home, and 2020's What's Your Name, and was named Breakout Artist of the Year at the We Are Tulsa Music Awards in 2019. He played with his band and as a solo acoustic act at venues all over Oklahoma, Texas, and surrounding states, and was included on the lineup of Sooner State Festival like the Woody Guthrie Folk Festival, Bob Childers' Gypsy Cafe, and Tom Skinner's Skyline Fest. The later 2 events are fundraisers for the nonprofit Red Dirt Relief Fund, which counted Flint as a loyal supporter. When the pandemic started, he had started to dig into video production and got very knowledgeable real quick about streaming, and he did a ton of streaming projects for all kinds of artists and organizations throughout the pandemic, including us. When we did our virtual Skinnerfest in 2020, he videoed and produced the whole thing, recalled Red Dirt Relief Fund Executive Director Katie Dale. At this year's Gypsy Cafe Songwriters Festival, she said Flint managed the streaming for the same stage he played. He was a real go-getter. He was always drumming up some side project, and his background was in petroleum fieldwork. So he was just a hard worker, Dale said. He was also larger than life. He easily lit up a room and made tons of friends easily. He would go out of his way for people, just small kindness. I think this is why this is such a devastating blow. Dale said she had been in contact with Flint's family to offer condolences and financial assistance if needed. No benefit or tribute concert has been planned at this time, but she anticipated that there would be no trouble filling out a lineup if one is scheduled. Blake Langford, who is part of the Seventh Day Rebellion songwriter group that counted Flint among its members, wrote, "If there's a heaven and they let me in, I know it'll be because you went to bat for me, Jake." Buffalo Rogers posted that, "The world has a dimmer sparkle without you in it," while Travis Kidd deemed Flint a true legend that will never be forgotten. "I've never met a new artist that was so loved and had so many fans. It takes you years to build that, and that's what Jake had. Oh my gosh, he was adored and loved by everybody. Jake didn't have an enemy in the world. He was willing to do anything for anybody, and he had a very good business mind. There's only one Jake Flint," said Brenda Klein, Flint's business advisor, former manager, and partner on Plain Business Venture. "It's a loss, too many, and we're still just reeling in the shock and disbelief of this. We've all lost friends. We've all lost family members. It's life, but I don't think I've ever experienced such a shocking set of circumstances with losing someone and how cruel this is for Brenda, his wife. To become a bride and a widow in just a few hours is unfathomable. I just can't imagine what she's going through. He was a great lyricist, he had a distinctive voice, and I think he'd just want his music to be heard and his legacy to be remembered that way, and I think it will be." His musical influences were also shaped by his older sister's love of 90s grunge rock, according to his website. Flint released his sophomore self-titled studio album in 2020. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up in the next video.